Please support the Feral Druid army. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Meow. Yo, how's it going everybody? It's Olfus, and today I am bringing you a survivability guide for Feral Druids. I have had a few people comment and send me messages saying that they're having a hard time surviving and getting everything locked down. Well, today I have about 4 tips for you that will improve your game, so I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's do it. So for tip number 1, Feral Druids have the ability to go into bear form, and bear form is great. It'll increase your stamina and your armor, so whenever you're flag carrying in arenas, in a battleground, or even in 1v1 situations, bear form is going to be there to save your life. You can use a macro, which I will link in the description, that will allow you to go into bear form and out of bear form, and this is going to be important for the future because there is power shifting. But going into bear form, sitting in bear form for a little while, and taking a little bit of time to use frenzied regeneration if you have it, is good. It'll keep a lot of damage off of you, especially if somebody is kiting or you're running away or you have some distance between the two of you. Sometimes I will even wild charge in bear form if I'm trying to catch up to somebody. It'll immobilize them and keep them in spot for about 2 or 3 seconds afterwards after you get to them, giving you enough time to go back into cat form and maybe stun them up with a shadow meld rake or anything else. You can do whatever you want at that point, but it is nice. It keeps a lot of damage off of you and you need to take advantage of it. For number 2, I am going to recommend that you plan out your survival instincts very well. Your frenzied regeneration and everything else. Going into bear form, popping frenzied regeneration with guardian affinity is amazing, especially if you're getting bursted down. It'll give you health back from damage that you took, so this is awesome. If you have survival instincts, it's good to use it in key moments because it is possible for the opponent to counter your survival instincts, kite you for a minute, get away, and make you waste it. So you need to be very careful about when you pop survival instincts. Get used to each class, and in the future I will have a 1v1 guide for most classes, or if not all of them, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But make sure that you are using survival instincts to your advantage. You don't want to be wasting it, and same goes for your heals. If you pick up resto affinity over guardian affinity, you won't have the frenzy generation, but you will have swift bend, healing touch, and rejuvenation, which you can use behind a pillar, you can kite, and you want to make sure that you're using that to your advantage. Number 3 is CC. You need to be taking advantage of Enraged Maim, guys. A lot of the times I'll be picking up Enraged Maim and just going to town, incapacitating people with my Maim, because Enraged Maim takes your Maim and makes it a 0 combo point incapacitate rather than a stun that costs 5 combo points, 1 through 5, and you can use this on any enemy. You can go up to that priest, healer, take down the warrior, or you can do it vice versa. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do with this, but it also helps out with survivability. If you use this to get away, heal up, and then reapply bleeds, or maybe re-enter combat, get another stealth off, it's a good spell to use. It works out a lot of the times in duels. And another part of the CC game is Entangling Roots, and Entangling Roots for survivability has about the same effect as Maim does, where you can throw it on an enemy, get away from them if they're melee, or LOS them if they're ranged, just to make sure that you can get a little distance from them so you can heal up, reset, or do what you need to do. Maim and Entangling Roots are amazing, guys, but also we have Mighty Bash, Shadow Meld for a rake stun, War Stomp, or whatever you have. Make sure that you're using those as well, planning them out properly, using them if you can get some big damage off, but also to mitigate damage. And number 4, now that we've talked about CC, bear form, and everything else, it's time to talk about kiting. You need to make sure that you guys are kiting. If you're fighting a melee class such as a warrior or a paladin, they are very easy to beat, but it involves some kiting. If you can root up a warrior and get away and heal, you can survive. If you can root up the paladin for a little bit, even though they have Hand of Freedom, there's a whole bunch of situations where kiting works out great on classes that can't keep up, or classes that are going to try and get you out in the open, like mages. You need to be very careful with these classes and be able to keep the fight controlled. So kiting helps out quite a bit. going into bear form like in tip number 1, using frenzied regeneration, maybe trying to run away in bear form, especially if you have stampeding roar. You can use stampeding roar in bear form, and if you don't have the power shifting macro to get out of roots, it is in the description. Using that macro, you can have one button to take you in and out of your shifts. But in the end of the day, if you use your CC, your survivability, and you kite, you will be all good. You're not as squishy as a rogue. For some reason, I feel like druids just have this heavy armor feel about them, but really you have bear form, you have your kiting, you know, you have a lot of different roots and CC to keep people locked down, and you need to take advantage of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and smash that sub button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Meow.